Welcome. Today we are going to talk about how to use this money oil. So, this oil is used in matters of money, prosperity, success, and just anything with finances. So, my oils come charged and ready to use, but it's always a good idea to give them some direction. My oils do sit in a fractionated coconut base that is soothing for the skin and it doesn't leave that greasy feeling because there are herbs and fragrances you always want to skin test. To skin test, you're just going to add a little bit to your wrist and you're just going to rub it in. And you're just going to make sure that this sits for a little while, making sure that you don't have a reaction. I've never had any issues with anybody using my oils, but if you're sensitive to ingredients, it's always a good idea to skin test. And just a little disclaimer. So now that we got that out of the way, you can use this oil simply on your skin. Just put a few drops on the palm of your hand. And normally I like to activate it. It can be as simple as money comes to me. And then you can just rub this on your skin, anywhere on your body. I like to do my hands so that I'm grabbing money, and even on my feet so that I'm walking to the opportunities. Another trick that I like to do is put it on my lotions and my body washes so that the energy is always flowing. So you can just take some drops, just put it in, and again, speak your intentions. Money comes to me, money flows into my life. And then just close it, give it a shake, and the energy is always going to be there when you use your lotion. Now we're going to take this a little bit further, and we're actually going to do a spell together. So you can use a green candle, a green pillar candle, a green figure candle. And if you can't find any of these, then get yourself a glass candle. You can get these at the dollar store. So if you buy anything from the store, it's always a good idea to cleanse your items. And you can just do this with a little bit Florida water. If you don't have Florida water, just do a little mixture of salt water and then just cleanse your items. If you're buying from my shop, because I make items to order specifically for your needs, they already come with good energy. So they're ready to use. So the first part of our spell, we're going to write a petition. And your petition is going to be written in the present tense. So here we have one for to find a job. You see how I wrote everything in the present tense? I wrote the salary that I'm looking for. I wrote about the company, how far it is from my house. This one is just to manifest money. I don't like to limit how I'm going to receive that money. So if you're trying to use the oil or do your spell for, to manifest lottery winnings or things like that, I just write, I have won $100,000. And I always write in love and light for all those involved. The reason for that is because you always want to win money in the best, most positive way, meaning that it's not from a car accident or a situation like that. So throughout the years, I've seen people write their petitions in various ways where they tell you that you have to write it and then flip it upside down and then do all kinds of other things. The universe knows what you're trying to say as long as your intentions are straightforward. I do write my initials over my petition, and you can write it as many times as you want. If you're into numerology, you can use a certain number, for example, 7 times. But normally, I just kind of like to write my initials all over it, and to me, this feels like I'm sealing in my request. Okay. So that's what it's going to look like. So once you have your petition done, we're going to use this one. You're going to take your oil, and you can mix oils. For the sake of this work, I'm just using the money oil, but feel free to combine oils. For example, the Crown of Success, a little road opening, Van is also good. And I have all these in the shop. But you're going to take your oils or oil, and you're going to put a drop on each corner. And as you're doing this, you're going to speak your intentions again. Money comes to me. Money comes to me. I have a job, for example, for this petition. And then you're going to take your petition and you're going to fold it towards you. The reason for that is because we're drawing something to us. If we were trying to draw something away, then you would fold it the other way. But for this, we're drawing in. I just like to fold once because I don't want my paper to be bulky. And then I'm just going to put it on my plate. So again, people have different ways of doing things. You can write your petition all over this candle and your request. This is good when you're especially starting off and you're working on directing your focus. Okay, I'm very rooted in the old ways. Back in the days, people didn't even know how to write. Everything was done based off, intention and the power of the mind. So you do what feels right to you. If you want to write your whole petition on here, or you want to write sigils, symbolisms, then go ahead and do that. So now that my candle is blessed and activated, I'm gonna use the oil. Again, I'm gonna put some drops in my hand. I activate this oil by the power of financial stability and wealth, luck, finances, whatever your request is. And then we're gonna start massaging this candle. We're gonna start massaging the oil downwards. Why are we massaging downwards? If you said to bring to you, you are correct. If we were trying to draw away from us, then we would start from the bottom out. But we're manifesting money into us, to us, right? So we're drawing the money in. And you do this until you feel that the energy is in there. So now we're going to start setting our work. You're going to grab a fire safe dish. I can't emphasize this enough because sometimes people send me pictures of them burning candles on top of just a piece of foil. Please always practice fire safety. You're going to put your candle on top of your petition paper. And for this, we're going to use very basic, simple ingredients that you have in your home or just a quick trip to the supermarket. I'm going to use rice. Rice is very good for abundance and for growth. And take notice of the direction that I'm applying my ingredients, that I'm laying down my ingredients. I always like to be mindful. For example, if I'm trying to manifest something to me, I'm always going to move in a clockwise motion to bring to me. If I was trying to draw away, then I would move counterclockwise. So I'm going to lay my rice. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to tell the rice, bring me abundance, bring me money, bring me growth. All the way to the back. Okay? And I'm going to work with oranges for this because I want a burst of color in my work. Think of your works as little pieces of artwork. You want them to look pretty so that the energy is bright and flowing. Oranges are really good for prosperity. And with the energy of the sun, we're giving this a boost. So we're just going to lay it out. And again, moving in clockwise motions. And I forgot to tell my oranges, please bring me wealth, bring me abundance, bring me prosperity. And then we're going to work with some cinnamon. Cinnamon is really good. It's very grounding and it has heat. So cinnamon is used in matters of prosperity, for luck, money. So we're going to tell the cinnamon, bring me luck, bring me money, bring me wealth. And you're just going to sprinkle it all over. And also, if you wanted to roll your candle in some cinnamon, you could have done that too. So now that this is complete and it's very pretty, we're going to start charging this. You're going to sit in front of your work. You're going to put your candles, your hands just like this. And you're going to close your eyes. And you're going to think about your request. But you're going to think of it like it's already happening. For example, if it was to win money, you're going to visualize yourself winning, holding the money. You're going to include all your senses. You're going to even smell the money. You're going to think about how happy you are. And you're going to visualize all those feelings and emotions. If it's to find a job, you're going to visualize yourself working, being happy, getting your paycheck. And so you're going to hold that visualization in your mind. And you're going to do this for a little while. Just visualize it and feel it. And as you're doing this, you might start to feel your hands tingle, even get a little warm. And then you're going to move on to visualizing light radiating from your hands onto the candle. I'm moving all the way over there. And this light could feel green. The color of money can feel gold, orange. And you're just going to release all that energy from your hands onto your work. You're just going to feel it. Until you feel that it's done. And that is how you charged your work. And you're going to go ahead and light your work. So depending on how big your candle is, you're going to come and check on it every 30 minutes. And you're going to look into the flame of the candle and again visualize your goals like they are already happening. And you're going to keep adding your energy to it. If you do need to leave the house, please turn off your candles. I promise you that the spirits in the universe are not going to be mad for you turning off your work. And whenever you come back, then just relight it and once again speak your intentions.